Hello, good late afternoon. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. What's next for you? Visit cnext.bank for more information. And good late afternoon on this Wednesday, setting the stage for the rain to set back up as we go into this evening. Check out the infrared satellite, and while we did see some very brief clearing, and I won't even call it clearing, we saw some peaks of sunshine through the clouds early this afternoon, but the clouds have already started to roll back in, setting the stage for rainfall later tonight. Already starting to see some patchy drizzle across East Texas. I know it's not showing up on radar, but it's there. Surface observations are confirming that from a lot of folks across eastern Texas and southeastern Oklahoma. Good afternoon, Louisiana Cooker on YouTube. Thanks so much for spending some time with us late this afternoon. You can see the shower activity starting to stir up along the Gulf coastline. All your radar products made possible by Browns Roofing. Schedule your free roof inspection at brownsroofingla.com. Check at temperatures, and they never really rebounded too terribly much across the area. In fact, some spots are seeing their warmest temperatures of the day right now. We were at 47 in Monroe. Now we're down to 46. 43 in El Dorado, 51 currently in Natchez, and they were one of the few spots that spent a good bit of time in the low 50s today. Dew points are generally in the 30s and 40s, so there is a smidge of a gap, a little bit of low-level dry air that's kind of wedged its way in there. It's not that much, and it won't take much to overcome it with rainfall later on tonight. Winds are generally out of the east, probably out of the southeast to some regard as we head through the overnight, generally in the 5 to 10 mile an hour range. Satellite radar, take those first two images that I showed you and smush them together, and this is what's going on. But I think what's more important is the cold front approaching from the northwest. That boundary provides some lift in the atmosphere, and we're going to basically in the upper levels ramp a lot of moisture up and over that boundary, scour it out in terms of showers starting tonight and continuing through the day tomorrow. Futurecast shows that as the boundary moves in, expect the rain to ramp up late tonight, mainly around midnight into the early morning hours tomorrow. A few rumbles of thunder can't be completely ruled out through the process, and then we'll continue with that rain probably through sunrise tomorrow morning with a brief gap in the rain mid to late morning before more showers move back in late Thursday from Thursday afternoon through the latter half of the day on Thursday. Lingering showers will be a possibility. Again, I know Futurecast isn't overly explicit in showing rain as a possibility through the day on Friday, but we've ramped the rain chances up quite a bit, up to about 40-50% in many locations, as we do expect that boundary to stall, and with the overrunning moisture, patchy drizzle, light rain, stuff like that, more annoying than anything, will probably linger in the forecast until we work that cold front that you just saw move through the area on Sunday. And that will change the upper level pattern and really start drying us out. So the plus side to all of this is the rain is very beneficial. It's much needed. It will fall generally at rates that we can take most of this rain without a lot of overrunning, a lot of runoff, and a lot of street flooding and things like that. The flash flood concern's not overly high with this particular event because we're stretching these rain totals out over several days, or at least a couple of days. Futurecast shows some fairly aggressive rain totals in the far southern reaches of our coverage area in the Arklamas across the southern parishes and counties. Again, these are not rain totals that I think are completely impossible. I think they're unlikely, but they're not completely impossible as we go through the daytime hours to nighttime hours tonight and through the day tomorrow. This is probably a little bit more realistic look at those potential rain totals, again, ranging from a quarter to a half inch across southern Arkansas, and then as you move into northern Louisiana and the bulk of western Mississippi, most of us are probably looking at half to 3/4 of an inch, maybe a full inch of rain, some locally higher amounts. Generally in the far southern reaches of the coverage area, you could see 1.5 inches, maybe even 2 inches of rain. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. Forecast rain over the next 3 days, all focused around the heftiest totals in the southern parishes and counties, but again, basically what I just told you. Quarter to a half inch. Some spots may even fall short of that, especially along and north of Highway 278. And now we just await the rainfall. That's pretty much it. Showers and storms will move in tonight. Again, mainly rain to start, maybe a few rumbles of thunder during the overnight hours. Severe weather is not expected. Temperatures are much too cool for that as lows fall into the low 40s. Most of us will stay in the low to mid 40s. And speaking of mid-40s, that's pretty much where we land for daytime highs tomorrow. With the cloud cover and the rainfall and the approaching front, there's really not much of a potential for us to warm up much through the course of the day. 7-day forecast is made possible by 3B Hardware, and it shows those lingering showers on Friday, not warming up much because of the cloud cover again, spending most of the next couple of days in the 40s. So if you didn't see the 50-degree mark today, I'm not overly optimistic that you'll see it tomorrow or Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we start to work that cold front through the region. That resets temperatures for the early parts of next week, but we should see a fairly sharp warm-up after that, perhaps back into the mid-60s, maybe even approaching 70 degrees by the end of next week. So we are going to get out of the cool and rainy. It's just going to take some time. The plus side to it is, again, this rain in the grand scheme of things is very beneficial for the region, considering the prolonged drought and abnormally dry conditions we've been encountering over the last few weeks and months. That's a wrap on the forecast. Not much to it. It's going to be rainy and it's going to be chilly, and then it's just going to be rainy and chilly again until it's not rainy and chilly anymore. And that's going to take a couple of days. Interactive radar and your forecast always available, tied to your specific location at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app, available for Apple and Android users. Fish and game forecast comes out tonight. Depending on what the radar looks like, may provide a little bit of an update or do a little forecast refresh later on this evening. Again, just depends on how things pan out. But obviously, rain's rain. We know how that works, and we'll keep an eye on it as we go through the day tomorrow. Regardless, I'll join you first thing tomorrow morning with a look at the forecast for the rest of the week as we head toward the weekend, and that gradual warming trend for next week as well. Again, check out the app if you haven't. And for those that have hopped in this evening, like May, good evening to you. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to consume weather information, and specifically from me here at the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. Again, we'll check in with you tomorrow morning. Thanks so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and be very careful on the roadways as the rain ramps up later tonight.